but I'm back at the Green Park Inn, and John Winkler and his partners are having some trouble with trying to save a building that was built in 1890s, sitting on stone and pillars logs and locusts that were holding up 3 floors. They're wanting to see them try to save it, salvage it, and it's not safe to salvage it. They've been trying for 6 months and paid almost $600,000 to tear it down part by part, where they could have spent a third of that and had it torn down in 3 days trying to save it. John Phillips here with High Country Hope, community leader, running a nonprofit here in Boone, a fan of the historic Green Park Inn. I've been involved with recovering and as much of the contents as possible. We've been giving to storm victims from Hurricane Helene, and know the owners personally and well, and how much they have tried to save this. The craziest thing to me, and I understand people that have a heart for history not being destroyed. I'm right there with you. I was hoping they could save it too. This goes back to my parents and a whole story there I'll tell later, but they spent $600,000 having D.H. Griffin meticulously take this apart over 6 months, saving mantles and chandeliers and woodwork and bars, and trying to save as much of the foundation as they could. I asked the foreman, D.H. Griffin, do you do this kind of dismay? He said, no, we come in and tear it down. In 2 or 3 days, we'd have had it done and out of here for a fraction of the cost. But so if John Winkler and his partners were trying to just make money, why would they spend $600,000 in 6 months when they could have torn it down in 3 days for a couple $100,000? Doesn't make sense, does it? And then I get down here and start looking. This was built, as you know, in the 1890s, and it was built on what's called post and pillar, and it is stacked rock. I'm going to get down here close where you can see this. There's not even concrete, and there was 3 floors on top of this. I was in it right after it closed, and you walk down, the floors are moving. This is stacked stone, and I wish I'd have brought a level. Look how sideways the stuff, it's pillar on stacks. It's just logs, often hand-hewn logs, as you can see there, stacked on stacked rock with 3 floors above it. It's not safe. You go in here and they've jacked it up and jimmied it up in places. I mean, I'm scared to go in. It's not safe. This wall is leaning sideways. There's nothing straight in here. They've come in over the years, 130 plus years, had to jack up the floor and put pieces under it. It is a very shifty, shaky, again, post and pillar foundation. If I had a level again, this whole floor is sagging. This rock foundation that's under the front of it is falling and collapsing down. There's no concrete in it, no way to put concrete in it the way it needs to be. Here's posts that used to be there, not even there, that rotted out. Here's a little stack of rocks they put in here and here and here, and the dirt's caving in underneath it. It's got the old cast iron pipe, which I know from plumbing and construction gets ruined, and you have to replace it with PVC. There's nothing up to codes. It's got the old wiring system with the ceramic knob and tube wiring.
Everything's antiquated, falling, shifting, rotting, caving in.
They had talked about putting a wine cellar down here, and they can't even get in here and move the posts and dig out a wine cellar without endangering the heavy equipment operators. Nobody wants to do it. They're like, we don't want to go underneath that structure and start digging, and the heavy equipment vibrating the ground and the thing collapse on our operator. Chimneys collapsing, falling apart, the old brick. Holes rotted through the floor. You can see the light coming through there. Anyway, they've tried with all their hearts and sincerely caring. I know them and know their generosity and their care and concern. They're in their 70s and not in it for the money. They have saved a lot of the history in the wood and the wormy chestnut so that they can repurpose it in the new hotel. I've got a copy of the blueprints in my office in Boone. of a building that looks just like the historical building that was here, the green horse going back, the portico, the sign. It will look like it looked before, except it'll be brand new and it'll be safe. How about that? A lot of the rock foundation all the way around is completely corroded. I can sit there and break the rock, decomposing. And again, stacked with no concrete in it whatsoever. I'm sitting here pulling it apart, and it's the weight of 3 stories that was on here pressing down on it, breaking everything, sagging, beams breaking underneath there. As I showed you in the pictures, they've had to jack it up and put shims under it and blocks under it. The whole thing, there's not anything straight, it's all sagging. That whole ceiling sagging in the middle. They put steel beams and go down in the basement, and it's on rock that has no concrete. Very unsafe, very unfit to try to rebuild. You just have to tear it down and start over. I'm gonna sit here and move the rocks out of the foundation. That's what this building's sitting on. Rock that's deteriorated with no concrete. That's the cornerstone right there, and I'm sitting here doing this with it. You think that's safe to build on? 3 stories up above, sitting on that? Not at all. The whole thing's in very, very, very bad shape. And of course it's deteriorating. It was built in the 1800s. And a lot of winters and freezing and thawing too, which is real hard on the stone. It simply needs to be torn down, and it's going to be rebuilt with the proper foundation and plumbing and electrical, and it's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be grand when it's done, and done right.